Okay, so we now have Optimized Press installed and most of it set up. Now I want to go through a couple of other bits. Now this is basically to set up your squeeze page properly and get everything working nicely. Basically I'm going to go through how to set up a squeeze page from start to finish. So here I am in the WordPress dashboard in the Optimized Press settings. I've got the General Settings tab highlighted. And the first option here, as you can see, is the header options. Now these are the what you would choose when you want to get your Optimized Press headers. So as you can see, I have gone with activating the header site-wide. This means that any new pages I create, this header is kind of automatically the default header for that page. Now there's a few options around that which I'll go through later. But I want to go through these. First is header upload, which is your actual header graphic, which should be 977 pixels wide, as it says here. So what I've done is this is the one that I've used for another site I'm working on called the Facebook Ad Academy, which is basically online training for using Facebook ads. But anyways, so this is my header, which is 977 pixels wide. So I go back there and just basically, I have the graphic on my desktop, so I just hit the upload button and then upload the image into there, and that fills out automatically. If you haven't got a header and you're not a graphic designer, get someone on Fiverr.com to do it for you. That is Fiverr.com. It's one of my favorite sites for getting little jobs like this done, and it'll save you a lot of time in trying to do something which isn't your area of specialty. And then you also need header full width background. Now that base is 977 pixels wide, and then if the page template you're using is wider than that, it covers the full width of the page, you need a background as well. Background on my header, and what that does is it tiles across the page. So you basically do the same thing. If you're getting the header designed by someone on Fiverr, get them to cut off a bit of that for the back across the width of the header of the page. You enter the header height, and you go through the options here, and that is basically how you set up your header. And this is how it looks on mine. This is what my Optimized Press page looks like when it loads. So I've got a 977 pixel wide header there for the Facebook Ad Academy. So that's how you set that up. That's how you set up your header. And then basically we start building the squeeze page. So we go for pages, choose highlight pages, then click add new. Now this is going to be, when it loads, this is going to be our squeeze page. So let's just call this squeeze page demo. Go into visual mode. So squeeze page demo. So now I'm just going to choose a few options here. So Optimized Press is great because it's got lots of little buttons for you to play with. Custom shortcode. That will let you add a very nice looking headline. Sorry. So you choose that. That's for your headline. You just click the little dot underneath what you selected. Click add to page. And then you put something like put in awesome headline here. And then you can choose whatever color you want using hex codes. Hex codes is basically a 6-digit color code for using online. I would just Google whatever color you want, the name of it, and Google that name, hex code, and the results will come up for you. So you've put in your awesome headline, and then you might have now I personally I'm going to use sales style 1 sales letter standard. If I hit the publish button, I can show you what comes up. View page. So as you can see, that is my header. I've put in my, well, that's my headline. And that is basically the very beginnings of our sales page. And then then you start filling out things. You can use more short codes. You start adding the features of your page. I'm not going to go into too much detail about the features of Optimized Press, but you would sort of go into click on the same thing to add shortcode. Scroll down a little bit past the headline bits, and maybe if you want to put stuff in like a blue box to make it stand out a bit, or you would see you have got this text has appeared saying content box, sorry, blue, width equals 75%. That just tells you how wide on the page it is. And in between the two pairs of square brackets, it says add your content here. Delete that text and put the two pairs of square brackets on separate lines. Add in, then let's just say we want to add in something about we want to add in a list of the benefits of the freebie we're giving away, the series we are giving away. So we would find that option here. Let's go with the green tick mark, select that, and then we would simply add to page, and then you've got items 1, 2, 3 here. And you can put as many as you want. So basically you would you'd put in awesome benefit 1, awesome benefit 2, awesome benefit 3, and if you want to add more, just hit enter and it'll come up with a new one for you. Awesome benefit 4, enter again. Spelled that wrong, oh well. Awesome benefit 5. Okay. So then you would hit update, and we're going to take a look at how that's looking now. So when this page loads, I'm going to hit view page, and we'll see what happens. So as you can see, I've got my headline, I've got my features. Obviously you'll put in a bit more detail than that. Those are the very basics of formatting your squeeze page. You also do need to add in a graphic. So let's just say I want to use my ebook cover, so I will find that somewhere. Desktop, 3D cover. So this is uploading my 3D, like my graphic in there. When it uploads at the bottom, you basically, I would say, put it in the center, insert into post, and it shows up there like that. So that is also adding the graphic in. And so just to go through like the basics of copywriting, I'm going to write them out here for you in bold when my browser stops doing whatever it's doing. So first of all, you need to identify some book cover, your ebook cover, maybe a few images from Google to match the theme or your business, or what, basically the theme of your squeeze page, whatever the series you're giving away is. You need to match other images to match that. You need some list of benefits and features opt-in to your page, and obviously the opt-in form will come onto that later. Now I want to give copywriting for a squeeze page can be a little bit tricky, so I want to give you a few references of sites you should check out to see some good examples of copywriting for yourself. I have included them below, but if you want to hear them as well. My own one, I don't claim to be a brilliant copywriter, but I know the basics, so socialmarketinglondon.com. There's a personal trainer in California who's a huge online marketer as well. He has a lot of text on his page, but if you check out socalworkout.com, it's a slightly different target of that page, but just the kinds of things he talks about, gives it a personal story, explains the benefits of working with him and his personal training company, and it's a great. He's probably one of the best copywriters online. So those are probably the 3 starting points. I would highly recommend you do a bit of research yourself as well. Play around with it. Don't expect it to be perfect right away. You will get there eventually. And yeah, so now we have set up the very basics of our squeeze page. Next, we're going to set up a mailing list, and then we're going to build in we're going to add the opt-in form on our squeeze page after that.